Start these 10 best-selling cottage garden perennials from seed now. I'm a former nursery worker and young plant propagator, where I propagated young plants in their bazillions. And I'm going to give away my secrets for free, mainly being what are the top 10 best-selling cottage garden perennials in the business, and how you can save wadges of cash by growing them from seed. And stick around to the end, where I will give you the #1 best-selling cottage garden perennial in the entire business. But we'll kick off with one that is almost the top bestseller, not quite, but almost the top bestseller, and that is #1, Nepita. Nepita is obviously part of the catmint family, but not all of them are really catnip. They're more of an ornamental variety that have been bred and hybridized to look stunningly beautiful in your garden. These are really easy to grow from seed now because the conditions are right. That doesn't mean they will flower this year. In fact, most of the plants in this video will not flower until next year, so you have to be patient, but they will be worth it in the long run. Nepita can be propagated also by cuttings at this time of year, but if you're a beginner and you don't want to get into propagating by cuttings, then sowing them from seed is absolutely ideal. And I'll link in the description some of my sowing how-to videos where I demonstrate how I sow seeds successfully in sort of great quantities. So I'll link those videos for you to watch as well. And then let's move on to #2, which looks like Nepita in a way. It's Salvia. And while I remember all these plants make great cut flowers and are fantastic for the pollinators as well, and this is why they make perfect cottage garden plants. So Salvia is much like Nepita in appearance, and it has the flower spikes on the top, which the pollinators love. If you grow it now, it's going to put on a lot of root system and foliage. It's probably unlikely to flower this year, though if we have a late Indian summer, it may well. But that doesn't really matter, because once you've got the bulk of the plant growing, by next year, it's just going to go from strength to strength. And before you know it, you're going to have some lovely salvias in your garden. You can buy lots of different varieties of seed. They're pretty readily available. So salvia is #2. #3 is Achilia. Achilia is another one that's actually really easy to propagate by division in the autumn, but you can also grow it from seed. And the great thing about Achilia, apart from the fact the pollinators love it and it has a great vase life, is that you can now buy it in lots and lots of different varieties and colours to suit your preferred palette. There's reds, and then there's the more subtle colours, the apricots and the soft sort of vintagey colours. So lots and lots and lots of different varieties there. Lots of different stem lengths also. And then you've got the Achilia pearl and those kinds of varieties where they have more like daisy-like flowers. So plenty to choose from. Seeds are extremely easy to come by, and it's perfect to start them now in these warmer months. But again, remember, it's unlikely to flower until next year. #4 is Delphinium. Delphinium is quite important to start it now because it seldom will grow and flower in the same year. There are some varieties that boast that they will flower in the same year, but obviously you would have had to have sown them much earlier in the season to get them to flower by now. That being said, I have done those ones that boast they flower the same year, and they haven't flowered the same year. So it doesn't really make any difference. You might as well just accept that Delphinium take a little bit longer to go from foliage to flower head, and you're best to start them now. They will put on all the roots and the foliage they need before spring comes, and then you will see it's sort of almost telescopic. The leaves will start to come up on a big stem, and then you'll get the Delphinium flower on the top of that. #5 is Astrantia. They have little sort of button-like flowers. Very, very, very cute. Very, very popular also as a cut flower, and also very easy to grow from seed. They're so delicate and cute, and they come in such a variety of colours. The pastel colours just really suit the Astrantia as well. And they're actually just really tough plants. Really, really tough. Well worth growing. Super beautiful. Ideal for cottage garden style. #6 is Phlox. Now, when you're buying Phlox seeds, it's important as a perennial, it's really important to look for Phlox paniculata seeds, because there are annual phlox, which if you grow now, they may or may not have time to flower before the end of the season. So what we're looking for is Phlox paniculata varieties, because we're not expecting these ones to flower this year. We're expecting them to bulk up ready to flower next year. And of course, the great thing about Phlox perennials is that they keep flowering and just go from strength to strength every year. Again, it comes in a variety of colours, but the seeds for the paniculata aren't as common as the seeds you'll find for the annual variety. The annual variety is really harder work going forward long term because you have to sow them every year, whereas the paniculata, once you've sown it, once you've raised that into a mature plant, that's just going to keep growing and getting better and better every year. So it's well worth the effort. Number 7 is Penstemon. Penstemon is a lot like a later flowering foxglove, lots of lovely little bells and super loads of varieties in all the different colours. Absolutely quintessentially cottage garden vibe. And again, it's a perennial. So you can start, and the seeds are widely available as well. Penstemon is also one that is actually really easy to grow from cuttings. So potentially once you've got a Penstemon established in a particular colour and variety that you like, then you can propagate it from cuttings and you'll get more and more of the exact same plant. I do have a video on how to propagate Penstemon from cuttings, which I will also link in the description below. Number 8 is Veronica, another one with gorgeous spikes. I mean, I must admit, I actually really do love cottage garden plants that have that kind of spike aesthetic, and it's really nice to plant them in big numbers in a clump. So I used to buy Veronica when I was a sort of a modest sort of amateur gardener. I used to go and I'll buy a Veronica and I'll put it in the garden and it would grow and it would flower and it would look pretty, but it would look lost. It was just too small. So now when I do Veronica, I plant them obviously in clumps, in drifts, and of course the best way to do that, to be able to afford to do that, is to grow them from seed. They come in a huge variety of colours and also sizes. So if you do want them as cut flowers, make sure you do check the height of the ultimate plant before you buy the seeds. The next one, number 9, is actually a huge kind of you can buy so many different variations of this plant. They're called Leucanthemum, and they're basically the daisies. You all know them as the oxeye daisies or the Shasta daisies. They're all in the same family, but there are different varieties of them, different heights, sizes, different petal appearance. So even though they're mostly all white with a yellow center, some of the petals are more shaggy, look more like a chrysanthemum, some are smaller, some are just wilder looking. So there's lots and lots for you to choose from of Leucanthemum, and once they are established as well, they're really easy to divide into bigger clumps, into other clumps, and put around your garden. And usually they're propagated by division after you've started them from seed. So I started my first Shasta daisy from seed. Once it grew, it became an enormous clump. So I divided it into 3 and then I was able to spread it around the garden. So you just got more and more every year. So you can really fill up those borders. Okay, you're sick of me waffling on about my Shasta daisies. So let's get on to the number 1 British best-selling cottage garden perennial. And drum roll, please, it is lavender. And it is specifically lavender hidcote. But any lavender is easy to grow from seed. Now, in the horticulture industry where I worked, lavender was always propagated by cuttings. But as someone who has grown lavender from seed at home and propagated lavender from cuttings and seen the results of both over many years, I can tell you I prefer growing lavender from seed. And I have a video about which one is best, cuttings or seed, which I will also link in the description. But lavender from seed takes a lot longer to grow into a big established plant, but when it does, it is a much stronger plant and it will go on to live for years in your garden, unlike, I think, often the ones you get that are propagated from cuttings. I don't think they have the lifespan of the ones grown from seed because they're just too pampered in their horticultural environment, and often their roots are not strong enough to support their top, their body, their foliage and their flowers. So, I mean, it all depends, obviously, nursery from nursery, but my experience of years of both is that growing lavender from seed produces a better plant in the long term. And of course, you can grow them from seed now. And lavender, of course, out of all of the seeds, are probably the most easily available just to get at the garden centres this weekend. So there you have it. There's my horticultural secrets shared. If you like them, please don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell because I've got lots more to come. Like and share your comments as well. Tell me what your favourite cottage garden perennial or even annual is, or any flowering perennial. I love them all. Just because these are the best sellers doesn't mean they're your favourites, for instance. So obviously tell me what your favourite is in the comments, and I'll see you again in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.